Greetings, friends. Reformed Stoic. Back with another video. Live stream didn't happen today, so I figured I'd go ahead and do a premiere instead. And what's been going on with me is it must be like 4 videos in a row now that I've failed to upload. They just haven't been to my liking. It's just stuff that I decided wasn't really worth talking about, and this and that has been going on that's just kind of taken me out of my video making stride, and you didn't really miss anything important, so I figured I'd just go ahead and do a check-in before summer video. Thoughts going into summer. And so part of what I wanted to address is some things that I'm just kind of tired of talking about. I feel like my channel's kind of ready for a little bit of a rebranding, maybe just a little bit. You know, I'm basically, it's funny when you look at my my description statement, the description on my channel, that like a lawyer helped me create that so I could get a trademark. But the general thesis of this channel is that I discuss, I guess you could say, modern philosophy. We're not exactly drooling over philosophers that often over here. Some people might think that there's not enough jargon to even justify calling my channel a philosophy channel. I've described myself as a theologian a lot. I mean, I spent a lot of time studying theology, spent a lot of time studying philosophy. I spent a lot of time in modern male-dominated spaces on the internet, I guess is a good way to say it. And I just have opinions on things. I just have thoughts on things. I think my channel didn't have enough of a one-point focus to get early success. And I think probably what the algorithm was definitely pulling me towards for my shot at the big time was blackpill content. I've definitely seen that. I've definitely seen whenever a video title just encapsulates some sort of a black-pilled theme. Like, here's a video that I was thinking about making last night that I didn't. Because I actually didn't really sleep last night. I took a nap today. Very strange, very fluky. I have not pulled an all-nighter in a long time, but I guess I was bound for one. It was because I was in a good mood. I was actually, like, pumped up because I was in a good mood, and I was stoked for the future. And I just got done doing my little Milton thing. And then I look at the clock after that was over. It's like, ooh, it's 3:40 in the morning. And, ooh, I'm kind of, like, pumped up. But I don't know, let's go to bed. And then I put on a video as I'm going to sleep. I watch, like, a half an hour Chosen One's AI video before I go to bed every night. I just feel like it's good mental programming or something. But, you know, I don't fall asleep while the video's on. I usually don't. I get up to take a piss, look at the clock. Oh, now it's like 4:50, like another hour has gone by. And I was like, okay, let's get to sleep. We're only going to get like not even 7, we're going to get 6.5 hours of sleep for the gym. That's kind of cutting it close. And I still don't fall asleep. And then I get up to piss again. It's like, damn, now it's like 6 in the morning. And I've told myself that it's never worth it to pull an all-nighter. But I actually got to a point where it's like, damn, bro, like, I want to go get iced coffee and a breakfast burrito, and I'm going to do it. And it was actually probably the easiest going all-nighter I've had in a long time. I went down for a really sketchy nap at like 11:30, and I felt a little bit not great. I felt definitely not great leading up to that, and I felt not great after, but you know what? At least I'm having somewhat of a day, and I'm confident I can get to bed tonight, so whatever. That's that. This video has to go up. Like, it's literally just time for me to upload anything. So that's that. Pulled a random all-nighter last night, which is why I was going to try to record this video while I wasn't on any sleep. And it was Unloved Men Don't Want to Participate. And, you know, that title right there, that would probably get some clicks. It's like, ooh, that sounds like it's nice and black-pilled. And, you know, this video, I'm confident will probably get some clicks because people are curious. It's like, oh, thoughts before summer, maybe it's black-pilled. Maybe he's going to say black-pilled stuff. Like, I just have a particular kind of like Spurgo vision where it's like, you know, like the guy in the Matrix looking at the computer and he's learned to just like read all the numbers and his mind can depict it as what reality looks like to normies. I've just picked up on that, the sensitivity of getting views and attention on my channel. It obviously wants me to make black-pilled content. And I just don't want to pretend that that's who I am to try to get a viewership. And it's going to be hard for me to play it off like that's never who I was, but I'll explain why I think it wasn't ever who I was. I was going through a hard time. I spoke my mind while I was going through some hard times, and it was very small, potatoes, nonchalant, and things just kind of went crazy, you know, when I tried to pop up on the radar. Definitely chose the wrong community to do that, and I just kind of, like, people took kind of like a screenshot of where I was in a difficult time of my life, and then that's supposed to be who I am, and I'm supposed to, like, kind of stay stuck forever to get a following, you know? But I still think I make content that can appeal to those kind of people, and, you know, in layman's terms, I still definitely have some black-pilled shit to say. And yeah, the gist of that video, you know, unloved men don't want to participate. It's just one of those videos that's like maybe cathartic to listen to, cathartic to make. But everybody probably already knows what the video is going to say. I was going to just kind of focus on how it triggers people if you talk about love. Like, everything about sex is bait. They want you to say, like, if I can't have sex, then what's the point? Like, you know, it's like they're training a counter for that. They've, like, trained a counter, like Conor McGregor drilling the straight left that he knocked Jose Aldo out with. It's like, you're not owed sex. Like, come on, man. Say that you're not going to do anything unless you have sex, because you're not owed sex. And if you make it about love, that really triggers normies and everybody who's, like, addicted to gaslighting. I think that there's an epidemic of people addicted to gaslighting. It's like, you know, theoretically you could call a gaslighting addict a narcissist. That's one of the people who would be addicted to gaslighting, but I think gaslighting is just a drug that, like, dark triad inclined people are privy to being addicted to, and there has just been an abundance of gaslighting to be had, you know, like, just be a normie and shove everybody's head down who tries to point out anything negative about the modern world, especially when it's talking about relationships or something. That can make you seem vulnerable. When you're saying things like, oh, it's harder than ever for men to find women, it's like, well, that sounds like it's a you problem, bro. Like, you're not finding women. I'm not having that problem, bro, because I'm the shit, bro. And people are trying to save face and trying to... There's a lot of people out there faking it, and people have noticed for a long time, like, this isn't new, me saying this. Some of the biggest proponents of calling everyone an incel is, like, far-left male feminist soy boys who probably are bigger incels than most of the people they call incels. But so that's that. I'm not going to sit here and regurgitate what that entire video would have been. I've really just been spitballing ideas, and it's been a combination of, like, just not being in the good place to make a video or not choosing a good video topic. And, you know, I feel like it's okay. Like, I'm not upset that I haven't been able to put out a video. And, you know, it's been, like, what, 10 days? That's not a big deal. But I think it shows growth on my part. It's like I'm trying to develop a higher standard for what I put on my channel. So definitely expect some videos to come, and in a second I'm going to talk to you about some videos that are going to be on the horizon. But what I am tired of is both making black-pilled content, but then also doing the counter to that, which is like, oh, everything's okay, and I'm so fine, and I'm so above it all, and oh, I know you guys are all depressed, and I used to be depressed, but now I'm really positive because I'm self-improving and self-helping so hard. Like, look, you guys, I still am kind of in that same place that I've been for a long time. Things are looking up. I'm kind of doing everything you're supposed to do to dig yourself out of a hole, but I've been in a fucking hole. And I think a lot of the content and things discussed on my channel and my live streams is that it makes it pretty apparent that I have been in a hole. But it's like, hey, how's it going? Oh, me? My name's I'm in a hole. That's not who you are. That's not who I was. Like, I was somebody trying to do a lot of cool things who just, life really left me on a fucking curb to rot after a series of unfortunate events. And I've just been sucked into going on so many tirades about that for so long, and I could still do some more juicy ones. And honestly, you guys, I made a video about how my work experience is like what led to me just kind of giving up on trying to work hard. That video was juicy, man. There was all kinds of great stories in there that people haven't heard, but that shit is keeping me stuck. And I've already kind of reached the level of like self-help guru knowledge years ago to where it's like, bro, you know that this is just keeping you stuck. And I've probably already like discussed this at some point. But specifically what I kind of haven't discussed, what I was just starting to get into, is not only am I tired of the black pill, that's the tail side of the coin, and then the head side of the coin is like, you know how you just feel positive? Like, you take deep breaths and long walks. It's basically just self-help shit. Like, oh man, I used to be depressed like you guys, but now I'm doing qigong and meditation and long walks. And it's not that that stuff is bad, and it's not that the little things aren't helping me. It's just that I've also transcended through that, where it's just kind of like you're kind of sitting here virtue signaling to an audience of kind of like black pill predisposed people, and you're just kind of virtue signaling like, hey, I know you guys are miserable in a hole, but I'm totally not, because I did some breath work and because I like read books and shit. And it's just, that's also cringe. That's basically just as cringe. In fact, I was really tempted to flip the coin over. It's like, you know what? Let's just make more black pill content, because I still have all kinds of black pilled observations, and it's more honest, you know, but also not. Like the whole dichotomy of like, oh, everything's so shit, and let me sit here and poetically wax, and you know, I've enjoyed listening to people make that kind of content, and it's how I kind of know that people like it when I make that content, and then the numbers don't lie in the responses, but just everything about it. It's like post-black pill. It's kind of how people say like a lot of atheists are kind of just like Christianity 2.0. I heard a lot of people saying that way back in the early red pill days, like 2013. Like, look, I'm not a Christian, and I kind of low-key, and this is just an example. Like, I'm just quoting somebody in general from this sentiment. Look, I'm not like a fundamentalist Christian, and I low-key kind of think a lot of those guys are idiots. But atheism is like you grew up Christian, and now you're just like very vocally protesting against something that you're rebelling against. So that way of seeing atheism compared to Christianity is kind of like the black pill versus, oh, I'm so above it all now, guys, and you know, I eat a carrot and I stare at the sky and listen to Yo-Yo Ma. I don't know why it would be Yo-Yo Ma. I think he's like a cellist or something. Yeah, you know, I eat one carrot and look at the sky, listen to Yo-Yo Ma, and now I'm really like full of warm, above it all feelings, and I'm gonna help all you like black pillars feel that way, because I've reached the next level. Like, I just want to leave all of it behind. It's like, no, I really want to leave the black pill behind. Like, I really just want to leave all of it behind, man. And as somebody just understanding more about my origins, you guys, I have worn a lot of different masks. I have had very passionate phases in my life. Like, in my early 20s, it's like, yo, I am a motherfucking death metal drummer. I do the brrr, brrr, like, if it ain't fucking blasting past 250 BPM, it ain't shit, and fuck breakdowns, and just, oh, I just live and breathe Nile and Behemoth and Dying Fetus. and necrophagist and spawn of possession, and it's like, dude, I can't stress enough how I am not that person at all anymore. Like, how many things, it's like, oh, dude, I haven't listened to Whip It Good. I haven't listened to Whip It Good in a long time. Let's throw that on for shits and giggles. Oh man, let's put on an 80s station. Let's put on a 70s station. When's the last time you listened to 60s rock? Bro, let's listen to some solid gold oldies. Barbara Ann, take my hand. Fuck it, dude. Let's throw on some Tupac. Like, the list of things that I would rather throw on before, like, you know what? Fuck it. I haven't listened to The Apparition by Spawn of Possession in a long time. Let's just like, it's so fucking far down on the list of things that I would want to listen to just for shits and giggles and nostalgia that it's like I'm not that fucking person at all anymore, dude. And yeah, like with my drumming, you know, there's still a little bit of that influence in there. I'll always have fast hands and feet. Like, it's crazy, dude. If you ever have a technical death metal phase and decide you don't give a fuck about it anymore, you'll probably never need to work on your single stroke roll ever again. But I don't want to, like, shit on it. I'm just saying, like, you could look at it like, dude, you have been sucked into shit. Like, you are like a piece of paper blowing in the wind, and you just fucking get fully sucked into something. Like, you know, there was a time where I was like really into the flat earth, space is fake, young earth creationism, every single syllable of the Old Testament is true. There's just something like really edgy about that view. Like, looking back, it's just like, yeah, I just believe everything the fucking Bible says. But what about science? It's bullshit. It just feels good. And I feel like it's a legit level and just this kind of philosophical path that I'm taking. Like, to take the side of really contrarian fringe stuff and to take it to fucking town, bro. Like, to debate the absolute ever-living shit out of people over, like, flat earth and young earth creationism and, like, evolution not being real. I mean, that will put some hair on your nuts in terms of, like, being an intellectual and a debater, bro. Now, am I saying I don't believe that shit? I'm just saying I don't give a shit anymore. A lot of people that I came across in my hometown, because I was in such a weird place when I first moved there, dude. As soon as I smoked a little weed or got a little drunk, I was chomping at the fucking bit to show people pictures of my phone of, like, gang stalking and to try to fucking red pill people and tell people, like, oh, I'm a Protestant because the Catholic Church is evil and people think it's this, but it's actually I was so fucking like, me, pick me to red pill you and, like, make you fucking think that I'm weird and never want to talk to me ever again. Honestly, bro, like, what a lot of the real ones said to me when I whipped out the flat earth shit, it's like, dude, like, who cares? Who cares if the earth is flat? And I'm not exactly, like, blown away by that perspective, but I'm to a point where it's like, I don't know if I believe in young earth creationism. I basically have kind of a middle ground where it's like, you know what? This idea that we know for a fact that the earth is 40 billion years old, I think that's bullshit. I still roll my eyes whenever anybody's like, millions and millions of years ago. I just roll my eyes, dude. So yeah, for the most part, I still believe those kind of things. Like, I highly consider those kind of things. But when you're trying to, like, teach people things, it's like, okay, I have some knowledge and I want to, like, persuade people so they can learn. And what I've realized over the years is, like, dude, you're just trying to be that guy when you try to convince people of flat earth. You're just trying to be that guy when you convince people of your specific conspiracy theory type views. You're just trying to be that guy when you convince people that it's over and, like, that the black pill is real. Like, I'm getting to that point, you guys, where, not to pat myself on the back or flex, but I think I've developed some real wisdom to where, you know, the people who try to offer the most wisdom usually aren't the wisest people. And I guess theoretically I have more to say than ever, but I'm finding myself like I'm not making videos about I'm so content, you guys. I used to be blackpilled. I'm sorry that you're blackpilled, but I'm so content. Let me sit here and virtue signal about it because I'm really just trying to convince myself that that's reality. I guess I'm actually living it a little bit more. I still want to have content. I still want to make videos. The idea was to keep the gears rolling to promote my book. But yeah, I lost a little bit of momentum putting so much fucking weight and all the Chud shit because a video got taken down for hate speech that was about Chuds, and I was like, really, bro? Is that what we're doing now? Okay. And I just kind of got a bitter taste in my mouth. So go ahead and, keep chudding it up in the comments. And I'm just not really going to use that term anymore. I'm not going to make Chud-themed videos anymore. And it makes perfect sense. It's like, dude, the people who make these memes, like, fucking hate you. And, so yeah, it makes sense that they would try to punish you for talking about their memes. But hopefully I don't get punished for saying that. So yeah, a little bit all over the place, a little bit just kind of like shotgunning, and I've been meaning to try to wear sunglasses in the video. I'm not like high or anything. The last like 3 or 4 videos I've tried to wear sunglasses and just none of them go up. I just thought maybe it would like help me get into a flow a little bit. I feel like I have really powerful, like empathetic blue Aryan eyes, dude. Like my eyes are really powerful. I don't know. It's like maybe you guys like don't deserve to see my eyes all the time, or maybe it's just for the best, like for me and for you and for everybody. Just I'm just sitting here and talking. Like you don't need to see these bad boys right now, okay, guys? We need to charge these up. We need to save these. I got a lot of seduction I need to try to use these for during this Chud Boy summer. I'm so done. I'm so done with everything Chud. But it's been fun. It's been good times. It's always just me trying to have fun, dude. I'm always just trying to have a laugh in shit times. And the people are like, oh, dude, it's such a big deal that you did that. It's like, really, bro? Like, because everybody else thought it was funny. And I thought it was funny. And people who are trying to, like, have fun and laugh and, like, kind of shitty times are just having fun. It's like, somebody's having fun over here. It's not allowed. You're not allowed to have fun. How come whenever I'm having fun, it's wrong? Fucking Squidward, dude. So yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought because that was just really all over the place. But the channel is going to just shift. I want to speak intelligently about things. I'm sure it will play to the tune of a song that maybe some blackpill aligned people would be happy to snap their fingers along with. Moving on. But I want to I don't want my channel to be like virtue signaling or complaining. I want to have input. I want to say valuable things. So that leads me to some content that I know is coming up. I am about to start cutting. I feel like maybe that's throw me a couple of curveballs this month. I have been bulking, and I feel like I've learned a lot about diet these last 5 years or so, because I've tried some different things and just kind of followed my instincts a number of times. But I've already been pretty confident about things for a while, and I had my suspicions about how this would go, and I was right. I felt like this month went very slow. It was challenging. I didn't stuff my face full of food. I never really forced myself to eat, but there's definitely a lot of times before I did this month of bulking where it was like, hey, you know what? I probably could eat right now, but I'm just not going to. You don't shove calories into your mouth every just little silent moment of the day, and it's kind of nice. And I've realized that It's better for my mood. It's better for my well-being. I feel like more spiritual, wiser. Um, I the cardio has like slowly come to a halt. I still have had days where I do some shadow boxing and jump rope and stuff, but I'm to a point, guys, where that's really like the major improvement since I moved here, because now I'm running. I don't even really consider it cardio if it's not running. Like, I'm to a point where it's like, yeah, maybe I did a round of shadow wrestling and then 4 or 5 rounds of shadow boxing and then a 5-minute round of jump rope. I just don't even really consider that cardio, dude. So that's kind of the level I'm on at this point. It's like, yo, you want to get in cardio shape? Like, I'm trying to work on my cardio, man. I'm trying to work on my endurance and my gas tank. You gotta run. Gotta run. The standard is an easy 5K, easy 5 miles, and speed training. Every week, at least 3 days of the week. The speed training is like the bulk of your workout, and then the 5K and the 5 miles is just like getting your mileage in, you know, keeping your body adapted to running. And if you ever decide that you want to start like timing your 5Ks, which I did, I broke the rules. I got to a point where I timed every single 5K, and every 5K was trying to run as fast as I can. It got to a 26:48 on a treadmill at a 1 incline. But that might be better than I've ever done it. Like, I was super lean in high school, but I was really just, like, I didn't really have good cardio, man. I partied and smoked cigarettes sometimes, and everything was about lifting weights. I was obsessed with how much I could bench and all that. And what I'm finding now is, like, I'm about as strong as I was in my prime, but the weights that I'm lifting now that I lifted back then, I was, like, desperate to be strong back then, and I was, like, sloppily lifting it, and it was, like, kind of just, like, I was always lifting, like, 5-10 pounds too heavy, and I was, like, destined to get injuries, which I did get, and set me back for years. I'm lifting all those same weights. Like, I could do 185 for a set of 5 on bench, but now it's, like, not even a big deal. Now it's like I could probably do a lot more than 185 for a set of 5 on bench, but I just don't, because I'm not a power lifter. So I've developed a lot of discipline with the weightlifting to where, and this is what I always try to instill into people. It's like, bro, just whatever weights you're doing, do 10 pounds less. And if you're going to do 5 sets of 5, make sure you get 5 reps on every set. Your last set, the very last rep of 5 should maybe be a little bit harder. If it's easy, if the weight you pick is too easy, it doesn't matter. Go up 5 pounds next time. If it's perfect when, like, you barely finish that last rep of the last set. If your last set is like 4 reps instead of 5, in my opinion, for those lower, heavier rep ranges, you're lifting a little bit too much. See, I've been doing, for the latest workout I did while I was bulking, I was doing sets of 10 to 12. And what I found is, like, yeah, some days my last 2 sets would be like maybe 9 and then 8. Or usually it would be like I'd hit the 10, 12, and then maybe my last set I only get 9. But that's not a big deal. When you're doing the higher rep range, you know, yeah, you failed to get your goal of 10 to 12, but 9 reps, 8 reps, that's still hypertrophy. That's still not like a super heavy, like, you're just, it's just better all around. Like, you're lifting in a rep range that's going to build muscle, more likely to build muscle, less likely to injure you. I just find for the most part it's better. Now that I'm going to start cutting, now I'm starting to think about doing more like 4 to 6 reps, because that's been talked about for a long time. When you want to build muscle, like the 8 to 12 rep range is kind of the sweet spot. But when you're cutting, the idea, because, you know, I mean, cutting is like your diet and doing cardio. You can basically do whatever you want rep range wise while you're cutting. But the idea, because you will get a little bit weaker. Like, you know, it's, in terms of the sugar diet that I'm going to be doing, so that's that. I'm going to be making sugar diet video content. Like, I'm going to make a video the first day that I do it, you know, give some physique shots as kind of like a beginning starting point, and then maybe make a couple of videos checking in. I'm not going to like dedicate my entire channel to that, but I am going to document my experience with the sugar diet. And I'm looking forward to that because I know it's going to be amazing and I know I'm going to get shredded. Because I already did Durian Riders protocols, and basically this is kind of just like a continuation. You got to acknowledge all the high carb chads, but what Cole Robinson has really figured out is that if your weight stalls, if you stop losing weight, you need to basically just completely remove the fat and protein for a while, but you don't do it all the time. Until you get shredded, just carbs, just sugary carbs, no starches. And I know there's still people who think that sounds insane, but it's going to be fun. I'm going to have fun because like I'm not going to sit here and conjecture about it. I'm just going to show you guys like how ripped I'm going to get drinking a fuck ton of sugar. Like literally soda and gummy worms, but that's not going to be the majority of it. The staples are smoothies, which are going to be like frozen berries and fruit juices, and then canned fruit, just because it's less expensive. And what I'm going to be looking for is peaches in syrup. And I'll be eating jam right out of the jar. Because, yeah, you can do like pure fruitarian, but it's really expensive and it's really hard. You have to eat a shit ton of fruit to get enough calories. You're trying to get like, for me, maybe like 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day of pure sugar and no starches. Like when I did the Durian Rider protocol, it was, I would be having Frosted Flakes cereal with sugar poured on it. That's starch. Rice, that's starch, rice with my turkey. And then I was making some like wraps with beans. I was keeping the fat between 20, 30 grams. I had a good stint where I was really keeping the fat down to like 20 grams. But yeah, I got to what Cole Robinson would call stall city. I was relatively lean. People were roasting my body. Back then, people said, dude, like you do all this stupid working out and it's not even working out. It was, by the way, as somebody now who goes to the gym, and now people are telling me that like I'm starting to look a little bit buffer. Like, no doubt in my mind, the gym has been working wonders for me. I will be lifting weights. I will be lifting weights indefinitely as time goes on. I think I'm going to do the full body workout to just kind of get all the weightlifting in one day, just all the meat and potatoes, compound lifts one after another. Because I actually switched back to push-pull legs for one full session now. I'm going to do leg day tomorrow. It was supposed to be today, but I didn't get any freaking sleep last night. And I just really like the full day, man. In push-pull legs, you have more room to like add a bunch of exercises, all the isolation movements and stuff. But like I've been kind of alluding to, weightlifting isn't really my focus. But if you have a full body weightlifting day, just bang through all of the hardcore compounds, bench, squats, some sort of a deadlift variation, bent over barbell rows, pull-ups, probably like hit the calves. I kind of like to do like the leg press, because the leg press actually hits your hamstrings a little bit too. But just like blow through all like the main exercises, dude, you'll maintain all the strength you need from that, and then just like get shredded, But I think the point that I never finished was as you cut down, the reason you might want to do more lower reps, heavier weight, is so you can maintain as much strength as you can while you are getting smaller, just basically getting leaner. But then, it's part of the controversy that I'm sure I'll discuss later when I talk about the sugar diet, because that will be my first video on it, is like the first day, like when I'm about to drink my first big carb drink, I'll just sit there and talk about the sugar diet before I get started. But people are saying like, well, you're likely to lose muscle. Basically, guys, when you're like bulked up, like I am right now, I gained maybe like 6, 7, 8 pounds during the bulk. I'm like 181 right now. I'm already slowing down. I'm running out of milk. I'm going to start the cut this coming Monday. Probably do my grocery shop on Sunday. So, and I ran out of milk, and I'm just kind of slowly running out of stuff. And so I'm not really able to maintain gaining any more weight at this point, which is fine. I'm up to like 180, 182 I'm pretty soggy. I don't think people would say that I look fat. You know, for my frame, my shoulders are starting to kind of pop out and stuff, which helps. I feel like my voice got a little bit deeper, which is nice. But, yeah, I'm definitely not lean. I wasn't lean at 173 or 174 before I started the bulk. So the first check-in will be 170. I'll see how I'm feeling at 170 and then get a good idea of, like, man, how far am I going to take this? Like, am I going to get all the way down to 155? We will see. But basically, guys, like, on some level, you're going to lose muscle if you want to get shredded. So you just have to decide, like, do I want to have shredded abs and Frankendick? I'm just going to leave that at that. Do I want to have shredded abs and Frankendick? Or do I want to be, like, a little bit stronger and have a dad bod? Like, if you want to be shredded, you're at least going to lose a little bit of strength. Like, you're not going to be your max strength. And yeah, you'll probably lose a little bit of muscle. The look of, like, a shredded frame with big, bulging muscles, that's steroids, bro. That comes from steroids. You show me somebody who has big, dry, cut up shoulders, that's pretty much steroids. But, you know, I tried to bulk up. I tried to add a little bit of muscle over a month. A month's not very long. But I am looking forward to the prospect of getting shredded. So there we are, 36 minutes, just kind of talking about some bullshit, and I have to upload it. It's just finally time for me to upload a video, guys. I need to break that streak. It's like, no, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Like, I don't want you guys to think I've just been, like, spurging the cringiest, most vile dog shit, and that's the reason I'm not uploading it. Like, I've just been in a little bit of a video rut. There's definitely some videos that I've uploaded in the past that by my standards today, like, wouldn't have made it. And my thoughts going into summer, a little bit about, just in summary, like, I really just want to leave behind every trace of the black pill, including, like, baby's first, hey, I'm not black pilled anymore. Like, join my cult where we all virtue signal about how I'm so not black pilled, which I guess is kind of what I'm doing now. I don't like the labels, guys. You know, as somebody who's tried to become an influencer, it's like, oh, Reformed Stoic is a right-winger / incel / black pillar / like, dude, no. I felt a certain kind of way in a certain period of my life, and I said some things on the internet, and I really tapped into, like, because, bro, an idea that I was just discussing is, like, black-pilled people, like, had the shit gaslit out of them in, like, the mid-2010s, bro. And over the last 5 years, it's been, like, everybody's becoming black-pilled. Like, the statistics that are coming out, the 80-20 from the OkCupid statistics, the 63% versus 32% of single males and women. This is a stat I keep forgetting to nail down. I brought this up at a dinner, and somebody tried to, like, somebody tried to debunk me, and I'm pretty sure it's a real statistic. I need to, like, write it down, though, and memorize it like I have the other ones. By 2030, 45% of women will be single and childless. That doesn't sound real. That sounds like, you need to love me because you're going to be childless, like almost half of women. It doesn't sound real. It sounds like a Spurg thing, but I keep, like, running into that on the internet. It's like, whoa, that's real? I thought some Spurg just said that because they were, like, triggered. Pretty sure it's real, dude. And, so yeah, like, it makes sense that a lot of guys wanted to beat their chest because you got the shit gaslit out of you, dude. But I am dead set on climbing out of the hole. And I've already made some pretty good progress. And, I'm just ready for some changes on this channel. And you know what? I was thinking about making a video called the Kurt Russell Pill, which we might get to that. We might get to the Kurt Russell Pill. I just didn't think you guys were ready for it yet, dude. I've been feeling some... I've been using my Milton powers, and I felt some kind of beta vibes out there. It's like, you know what, dude? If I tried to drop the Kurt Russell Pill on these boys, I just don't think... I think some of these guys wouldn't make it, bro. You cry into your little pillow every night. It's not fair. I'm not ready for the Kurt Russell Pill. I think you guys are almost ready. I think we'll be dropping the Kurt Russell Pill at some point in June. But just for a hint of what that is, And by the way, I don't know what the name of the actor is in They Live, but apparently it's not Kurt Russell. It was actually modeled after him. But, you know, Kurt Russell is similar. Like, Kurt Russell escaped from New York, escaped from L.A. He's not tall. He's shredded. And he's the main character of, like, some sort of a dystopian action movie where it's like, yeah, the world sucks. Just get fucking jacked. If you're 5'9", have that kind of, like, neck that just makes it look like you're in a sci-fi movie. Like, if some manlet walks by and he has a huge neck to where you feel like he could fuck you up, it's like, why do I feel like an alien spaceship is about to come out of the sky or something? Like, when a manlet walks by and he's huge, he has a jacked neck, it's like, damn, dude, something's about to go down. Something's about to go down. I want to ask this guy about his diet and his weightlifting routine, but I think I need to get out of Dodge, because shit's about to get real. Kurt Russell pill. So just basically an actor who's not tall, jacked, and yeah, you want to go on and on and on. You want to like reminisce about how fucked up everything is. It's like, yeah, dude, you're Kurt Russell, and you're living in Escape from New York. So instead of being like, man, it sucks that New York is this way, like, escape from fucking New York, bitch. Jesse Pinkman, bitch. Yeah, I'm watching Breaking Bad again. I watched season 5, and then I went all the way back and started it from the beginning. It's amazing, man. You know, I'm getting some more thoughts. I'm starting to see it's like, oh, you know what? Tuco's like a little bit cringe compared to the later seasons. Some of the Tuco stuff was like a little bit boring. Jesse Pinkman is like so just not likable, dude. Like, the audience that he was meant to attract is like, yikes, dude. I am not watching this for the Jesse Pinkman story. That's why I empathized with him so much more just watching season 5. I'm like, man, when you just watch season 5, it's like, Walt is a fucking piece of shit, and I don't feel bad for him, and everybody like needs to get the fuck away from him. But then you go back and watch 4 seasons of Jesse Pinkman being a piece of shit. You're like, okay, fuck Jesse Pinkman. But it's a great show. The thing about it is that it keeps getting better as it goes on, and it's probably the greatest season finale and final season ever. I think season 5 is probably the strongest season of the show. 4 and 5 is peak Breaking Bad. Once you get Saul, once you get Mike, you got peak Breaking Bad. Basically shortly after Jesse's girlfriend dies, which is, you know, kind of sad. I was happy for him, but love Mike, love Saul. I'm actually loving Fring this time. I found myself bored during the Fring saga really until this watch through. So this is a fully justified watch through. I'm actually able to like pay attention to everything, and I've realized like season 5 is probably the best season, and that's what makes the show legendary, is it has like the greatest ending of any show. How many shows are ruined by bad endings? I hear that Game of Thrones is a terrible ending. That's probably the show right behind Breaking Bad in the running for like greatest shows of all time. I've never heard anybody rant and rave about how wonderful of an ending The Wire or Sopranos has, which are shows that I'm sure at some point I'll watch. But that's the thing about Breaking Bad, is I finally started to realize, it's like, you know what? Season 1 was kind of edgy and slow, and season 2 is still kind of that way. But once we're getting to season 3, okay, Saul, Mike, Fring, this is all popping up. The show gets so much more deep and complex. Like, once you see the meth empire that Walt becomes the head of, it's like, yo, this is fucking sick. And somebody like me, who's always like, oh, you know, sometimes the Feddies try to like disguise as a flour truck to tail you, or you could get followed by private security officers. I mean, that shit is all in Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad has got to be the best show of all time, and I'm sure this will not be the last time that I watch it. I got like last couple episodes of season 4, and I'll blast through season 5 again. Got to, because it's going to be so much more impactful, bro. Like, man, oh man, Breaking Bad's a good show. But anyway, that's the last tail end of the video here. I'll take off the sunglasses and officially announce that I'm going to make videos again. I wouldn't be surprised if I struggle to make anything until I start doing the sugar diet. But that starts on Monday, so that's right around the corner, guys. And yeah, you know, I will definitely be. I'm not gonna force you to do anything. I don't give a shit what you do, but I'm gonna explain to you the sugar diet going into it. You're gonna think it sounds crazy, and you're gonna watch me get shredded. The reason I was kind of like skinny fat before I moved here, when people were like, dude, you don't even look like you lift. You look the same all the time, making fun of how I worked out. For the record, I feel like if I tried to do that workout I was doing in Kodiak, I might throw up right now. I mean, my cardio, I think, has surpassed it because I've done so many runs. I've yet to do 10 minutes straight of jump roping. I would do 5 minutes shadow wrestling, 10 minutes straight jump roping, 6 to 8 rounds on the heavy bag, and then go inside and do a full calisthenics circuit. Like, I was in some I had some pretty solid cardio doing that carb diet, but if I wanted to be shredded, I needed to keep losing weight, and I couldn't dip below 164. So now I know. Now I have a reason. It's like, bro, the fat was too high, and you were eating starch. I'm gonna do the sugar fast. I'm just gonna mess around with it because, you know, there's like really fat people that do this diet and lose a lot of weight. I'm gonna, like, you know, do a sugar fast, and then the days that I don't sugar fast, it will be kind of like the durian rider protocol. I'll have some rice and chicken at night, protein shake, just add a little bit, you know, do the 20, keep it strict, 20 grams of fat, and then maybe like 100 grams of protein. But yeah, you're gonna watch me get shredded doing that diet. I'm fully confident, and I'll bet it's gonna help my sleep. I've already noticed how you sleep. Like, once you get dialed in and you're used to just blasting carbs, dude, you sleep like a baby. Sleep's going to be on point. Mood's going to be on point. I'm going to start feeling more spiritual. Frank and Dick is going to come back. Nothing else needs to be said about that. All I'm saying, bro, is when you're bulked up, Frank and Dick starts to kind of, like, go away. And when you're getting shredded, Frank and Dick is alive and well. And Durian Rider addresses, because some people try to say, like, if you're too shredded, it's counterproductive for Frank and Dick type of stuff. But he says that's because a lot of people getting shredded are doing like keto or carnivore or something. Being carved up is part of what gives life. It's alive! Part of what gives life to Frank and Dick is carbs. And, you know, maybe when you get, like, freaky, like the fly shredded, like 6 or 7%, maybe then you'll start running into problems. I don't even think I need that. Like, maybe there was a point where I reached 10% in my life. The lowest I was ever tested for was 11%. That's when I was, like, 145. But there was a point where I was 150 and I could do 20 pull-ups. I feel like maybe I was 10% body fat at 150, so I feel like, you know, see how I'm at, feeling at 170. Let's see how much muscle I've realistically put on. Because I feel like if I get back to that 164, 165 I was at Kodiak, with all this weightlifting I've been doing, I feel like I'd look buff and have abs and, like, be pretty dope looking at that weight. So that's it, guys. Very sloppy video. I could just so easily not upload this video, but I'm going to, because we need to break the streak of not uploading videos. So I hope you guys had fun. That's my thoughts leading into summer, and I will see you guys this summer soon. God bless.